Today, we're diving into this incredible dialogue that takes place at the very top of a cathedral. It's all about a truth teller, a jester, who discovers that his real purpose isn't just to be a mirror showing the world its flaws. No, it's to become something much, much deeper. A presence that actually stays in the room after the truth has been spoken.
Okay, this right here, this is the core of everything we're talking about today. It's this powerful chain reaction, right? It goes from that shocking moment of seeing the truth to the quiet, heavy moment where you have to do something about it. We're going to unpack what this really means and how being a witness is a world away and so much harder than just being a judge.
All right, so let's set the scene. Our main character, the Jester, has just finished these 3 intense earthly trials. The story calls them dances. He's got his scepter, which, by the way, is topped with this 300-year-old stone gargoyle. He's already exposed hypocrisy everywhere, from a churchyard to a gilded hall. But now, something inside him has shifted.
So, this climb up the tower, it wasn't on the agenda. It's more like a compulsion. See, someone just called him an instrument, and now he feels this undeniable pull to find the source of the music he's been playing. He's literally turning his back on the human drama below and climbing towards something cosmic, something truer, with his stone companion in hand. And speaking of his companion, the gargoyle, these words just set the scale for what's about to happen. Even this ancient creature, who hasn't been afraid of anything, is totally rattled. I mean, think about it. For a being that's 3 centuries old, the star is something else entirely. It's timeless, operating on a level that's way beyond human history, and it makes even stone feel small. So at the very top, the jester finally comes face to face with the great star. At first, he thinks he knows his job. He's a mirror. He just reflects the truth back at people. But the star starts this conversation by defining itself. It says, look, I'm just an impartial light. I shine on everything and everyone without an ounce of judgment. And this is where the star offers this just stunning idea. It says the difference between a noble soul and an ignoble one isn't really about good versus evil. It's much simpler. It's about which direction you face when a hard truth comes at you. The noble soul, they turn toward it. They accept the cold, hard responsibility that comes with knowing. The ignoble soul, though, they make these tiny, repeated turns away, and they keep doing it until the sheer weight of their denial builds a prison around them. And this is just brilliant. The star basically says the ignoble aren't ignorant. Oh no, they know. Their problem is the discomfort of knowing and choosing to do nothing. And that discomfort, that little nagging feeling, that's the evidence. It's this tiny ember of their conscience, proving that the light is still there, flickering behind the curtain they've so desperately tried to close. And this brings us right to the absolute core of this entire dialogue. The star is about to tell the jester that his job goes way beyond being a mirror. There's one final crucial role he has to grow into, and it's a role that changes everything.
You know, showing someone the truth in the mirror, that's a huge, explosive moment. It's vital, but it is not the end of the story. The real work, the really hard part, begins in that silence after the truth is out. In that moment when a person has to decide what they're going to do with what they now know. So, what does that moment need? The answer is a witness. And let's get this definition crystal clear. A witness isn't there to pass judgment or to condemn or to forgive. A witness is simply a presence. It's a force that holds that sacred, difficult space for choice, letting it happen without trying to control it, without adding its own weight.
Think of it like this. A judge delivers a verdict. Boom. It's a transaction. The case is closed. The story's over. But a witness holds a vigil. It's this ongoing, quiet presence that keeps the space for choice wide open. A witness doesn't want to end the conversation. Their very presence is what allows real change to even have a chance to begin.
Wow. In this one single exchange, the jester's whole destiny is laid bare. He hears the star describe this impartial, ever-present witness and thinks, oh, you're talking about yourself. But the star corrects him. No, I'm not describing what I am. I'm describing what you are becoming. It's not an observation. It's a prophecy. This is the jester's future.
But here's the thing. The jester isn't the only one being transformed up there. As he's processing his destiny, his companion, that ancient gargoyle, is on its own parallel journey. And in an act of what the story calls immense courage. I mean, for a 300-year-old piece of stone, it slowly, deliberately turns to face the star. It's got its own existential question to ask.
And in the quietest voice the jester has ever heard it use, the gargoyle asks about all the ones that came before it, the other gargoyles who served other jesters. It's a question just loaded with the weight of centuries, a question about its own purpose and what happens at the very end of the road.
The star's answer is just profound. It says a gargoyle that finishes the journey doesn't just disappear. It becomes something. It becomes the ground. It transforms into a kind of foundational memory, the very stability that the next truth teller will need to even begin their own climb. It's not a ghost haunting the past. It's the living foundation for the future.
So, in this final act of the revelation, we see how it all comes together. The jester finally gets the last piece of the puzzle. He now has a complete picture of his unique relationship to the pure, unconditional light of the star.
The star explains that what it gives the world isn't some human thing like hope or comfort. Its gift is way more fundamental. It is simply the unwavering, factual existence of light. The simple fact that no matter how dark things get, the light is still there, burning on its own, totally independent of what it's shining on.
And right here, this is the jester's big aha moment, his epiphany. He realizes he's not the star. He doesn't make the light. His job, his entire purpose, is to be the angle. He is the conduit, the unexpected pathway that lets the light reach places it could never get to on its own.
And how does he do that? Through who he is. The light arrives through the grotesque, the uncanny, the kind of laughter you can't push down. His whole strange, disruptive vibe is actually a gift because it lets the light sneak past the defenses of souls who have slammed their curtains shut to the direct truth. And with that, with their purpose now fully understood, the dialogue at the pinnacle is over. But the journey, oh, it is far from over. Now armed with this incredible new understanding, the jester and the gargoyle have to go back down, back into the world.
After its own encounter, the gargoyle has a revelation of its own. It realizes that true fear isn't about being destroyed. The truly awesome, truly fearsome things in the universe aren't the ones that break you. They're the ones that force you to become your complete self. The star didn't take away the gargoyle's fear. It completed its purpose. As they start their descent, a single bell rings out. It's not a bell of judgment or a big announcement. It's the sound of completion. The instrument, both the jester and the gargoyle, the mirror and the ground, has finally been given its true name. And now, it's ready to be what it was always meant to be.
And this leaves all of us with a final question to think about. The mirror exposes, but that exposure demands a response. So in our own lives, when a really difficult truth comes to light, who plays the role of the witness? Who is willing to hold that hard, quiet space for choice without casting judgment? What does it really take to stop being the judge who delivers a verdict and start being the witness who holds the vigil?